Welcome back, everybody. I recently won a large lot of mechanics tools for $177.89 to the door. I did notice a number of specialized tools, so I'll likely need help identifying a couple of these. Let's take a look. Just opened the large flat rate box, and I can't believe that this thing actually made it here. This is how it was packed. This thing has to weigh 50 pounds. I can't believe it didn't blow out one end or the other. But not real impressed with this sort of packaging job. I can't believe they just put everything in here. Basically with no void fill. There was a lot of extra space in the box. So how it made it here, I don't know, but glad it did. And let's go through it. First thing I'm looking at is this Mac Tools tie rod pitman arm adjusting tool set. I think if I remember right, which it has been about a month since I bought this stuff, this was not complete. Yeah, it's missing one of them. I mean, maybe it's in the box, but I think they would have put it in here. But it's most of it set. There was one other big blow mold case. I don't recall what was in this one. I don't think there was probably some sort of sticker in here before with a name on it. It's no longer there. I do remember looking this up to see what it was. I can't say that I recall at this point what it was. Not sure all of this belongs in here. I believe this is like a terminal tool. I don't see any markings on it, but a lot of times these are branded by Blue Point. This one I don't see any markings. I'm thinking maybe this was for AC, like maybe servicing AC compressors. I could be totally way off base. That's what's coming to mind as I look at it. Like I said, could be totally wrong. This piece, not sure if it belongs in here, says removal tool. It's made by Daniels Manufacturing. No idea if that belongs in here. There is some sort of a pressure gauge. Number of the pieces are marked Miller, so I'm sure it'd be easy enough. Whoa! I'm sure it would be easy enough to figure out what this is for. I figured it out once before and I kind of forgot, but I'm leaning towards like some sort of AC service. And again, could be totally off. I'll just have to look it up again. Moving on to the giant box of random tools. This first one here is Kentmore. It says UCA bracket insert knockout tool. Has something to do with upper control arms and alignment. And this is the piece that came out of that box. Now here it says OTC. On the container it says Kentmore. So I don't know if this is in the wrong box or if Kentmore and OTC had some sort of partnership. There was also one more of these blue tubes in there. This one doesn't have any sort of real markings on it. And this is what came out of there. No idea what that is. It does have a part number on it, so I could likely identify it. Next we have this Kentmore J23193. It's a socket. It's a 3/8 drive. Big socket. Now I assume this is for something other than just a regular bolt or nut. It's probably for some sort of sensor or specialty fitting. But without looking up that number, I wouldn't know for sure what that's for. Now this next piece up, I'm not seeing it marked with a name anywhere. If I look real close, I do see some sort of numbers and letters there. I assume this is just like a seal installer. This next one up, obviously, is a couple of oil filter wrenches. This one I did see was marked KD, made in Taiwan. That's pretty rare. I'm not sure I've seen too many KD tools made in Taiwan. This is a huge oil filter wrench. Well, I shouldn't say huge. I'm sure they make them bigger than this, but 4 1/8 to 4 3/4. This next one I noticed it's labeled Blue Point, and there's a couple different sizes in here. Next out of the box is an SK 1/2 inch drive, 1 1/4 shallow 12-point socket. A little bit beat on. It's been hammered on a few times, but that hole doesn't look quite square. I guess we'll check it later. There's a number of reasons why I bought this lot. I like to, you know, discover new tools, unique tools, and then, there was also some good tools. I don't recognize like a brand or anything from that number. This looks to be like, I guess, what I would consider a torque adapter. I don't know if it's for a special purpose. It's very thin. Next up, we have like this ratcheting open end wrench. I'm not sure what the proper terminology is for this tool, but once it clamps over, it kind of has like a ratcheting action. It does say made in the USA, but I'm not seeing like a brand on it. Next up is this tool. It does have marking here of GW3916D. I think this is a ball joint separator, or maybe this is only for like steering ball joints, like on the end of a tie rod, but I think that's what it is. Next up, we have a GW3288D. I'm thinking GW probably stands for gear wrench. Could be wrong. This is an oil filter wrench, 3/8 drive. Never used an oil filter wrench like this before, but I feel like they would be pretty good, just because the harder you turn this, the more they grip. But of course, you probably could also rip a few oil filters up in the process. Next is this very serious wire brush. I'm not sure I've ever seen one in a metal housing before. This is very stiff. Probably be good for cleaning up some tools. Next up is 3 of these cylinders marked Humphrey, Kalamazoo, Michigan. No idea what these are off of. Don't know if they're pressurized by air, but hydraulic. I'm not sure what these are for, but I've got 3 of them. Got another one of these open end wrenches. This one has a lot more tension. The other one was really floppy. This one is marked Williams. It looks quite a bit like this one. I know that these had multiple brands. I think Matco had these branded. I think Imperial Eastman had these branded. But yeah, this one's very floppy compared to this one. So there's maybe a spring missing out of this one. Here's a big old KD tool. And I think this is a valve spring compressor. I would imagine it's maybe more specific than that. Maybe it's for like a certain engine, diesel engine. But a big old piece of steel. There were a number of micrometers in there. The first one up is a Lufkin 2 to 3. And we also have a Lufkin 3 to 4. Maybe these are all Lufkin, but here's a 4 to 5. This is the last one I see for now. It is a 5 to 6 Lufkin. I'd like to learn how to calibrate these just to kind of fine tune them a little bit. Next out of the box, we have this 3/8 reversible ratcheting wrench. It's Blue Point. It is Taiwan, and the chrome is really chipped off the end here. Probably give you a good slice in the finger if you're not careful. Also have this Martin 1 1/4 inch service wrench. Have an unbranded oil filter wrench. Also have another unbranded oil filter wrench. Now see, compared to the one we had earlier, I think this style right here would just slip real easy. I mean, I could be wrong. I guess I've never used one like this, but it just seems like it would slip off with any real pressure on it. Have this tool made by Steck USA. I'm not 100% sure on this one. I'm feeling like it's probably another spring compressor. There's another one of these GW oil filter wrenches. This one's a little smaller than the last. Okay, now I'm going to start really guessing at some stuff here. I don't know what this is. I feel like it's some sort of a block off tool where you'd screw this in somewhere and then you'd screw this into the opening to block off, like, I don't know, gas line, AC line, something like that. Could totally be off on that one. But no markings, no numbers. I'm just pulling stuff out of the box as we go. A couple of drill bits here, no names, but they're both marked USA. Next, I found this KD ratcheting hose clamp pliers. This next tool reminds me a lot of a battery terminal puller. Could be. This cone is throwing me off in here a little bit. This cone brings the ends in. But that might be what it is. That's what it reminds me of. Some sort of puller. I see no numbers. anywhere on it. Next is a big old wrench. It's got like a 6-point cutoff socket in it. It's my best description. Does have a number on it. Let's see, is it on this side? Does have a number on it that might be able to tell me what it is, but yeah, otherwise not sure on that one. Next I got some sort of sleeve here. There's a sleeve in here. I feel like some sort of bit of some sort goes in there, and then this probably tightens down over it maybe to hold it in there. Little T-handle on the end. No idea on this one. I'm not sure I saw any numbers on it. I apologize in advance for those of you like, why don't you know any of these tools? But one of the reasons why I buy stuff like this is so I can learn more about the tools I don't know. So next time I see them, I do know. Here's an OTC 7158. Looks like a lock nut socket, like an axle nut socket. I'm not even sure I remember seeing this one in there. It's a Gerber mini suspension. Little multi-tool. So it's got like a clipper and a number of little blades in the edges here. A couple on this side and a couple on the other side. It's like a flat tip in there. So neat little Gerber tool. Got another Martin service wrench. This one is 1 3/16. This one's going to be a little more difficult to show, but it's a slide hammer. I don't know if it's for body work or if it's some sort of a puller. My best guess is probably not for body work. I have this fairly beat up Cal USA breaker bar, pins popping out. I have a slightly beat up Evertough pickle fork separator. Here's something I've never seen before. It's a gear wrench. It's a 1/2-inch drive on this side. It's a 3/8 drive on this side. It's got basically like a handle in between the two. So first one of those. Next we have this Kentmore. I would guess this is a separator. I just don't know what for. And there's also this little diamond Dimaloy needle nose in there. 3 of these SAE T-handle hex drivers. We got 3 hex sockets. One is a proto. I think the other 2 are no names. I have a few crowfoot sockets, a couple gear wrench, and a couple Armstrong. We have a big disc here. I am not sure what it's for. It is made by Kentmore. Obviously it goes with something else, but just not sure what that is. I feel like I should know what this is, but I can't think of what it is. I feel like these ends on it are for hammering once it goes over a nut or bolt head or whatever. It is marked AMC Jeep on this side. So not 100% sure, but I'm sure somebody out there knows what that's for. There were 3 of these ratcheting wrenches in here. Proto. This one's Lang. And the last one is Proto. There is an 11/32 Blue Point reversible ratcheting wrench. Also made in Taiwan, just like the last one. There's this Union pitch gauge. And the last one up is a 1 1/16 Martin service wrench. So this is what $177 gets you on a random lot of mechanics tools. I'll need to do some searching to identify a number of these. But that's going to be all for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.